jump over to the Thunder, who now have improved to the point where every other game, or so it seemed, is a cliffhanger decided on a last-second shot. Another one cropped up last night. Carmelo Anthony comes back to Oklahoma City, breaks the Thunder's heart again, but not before Kevin Durant had his shot, admittedly a very long shot. Who should be taking these since there's so many of them now, who should be taking these last-second shots now for the Thunder?
Well, I think Kevin Durant is your best option if you're the Thunder in these late-game situations. He missed last night, obviously, but and I think in that situation, while I was a little bit removed from that actual play, I didn't get a great look at it. It looked like to me maybe Russell Westbrook in that situation had a better look than Kevin Durant ended up having. But I think when you're talking about big shots down the stretch, Kevin Durant is really becoming the player that everybody thought he was going to be in these sorts of situations. He's become clutch. Jeff Green has shown some of it, but still, I think you go with your big gun in big situations. I think that's Kevin Durant right now for this team.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. That last possession last night was pitiful.
Yeah.
And I know Scott Brooks said Denver defended it well. It was Denver. I'm not buying defense in Denver. I'm sorry. And you mentioned Westbrook, and two possessions before that, like 40 seconds were left. It was an empty possession, and he went left and took a horrible shot. It's Kevin Durant until somebody stops him. Now, element of surprise, maybe it's Kyle Weaver in the left wing, but I don't care if all eyes are on Kevin Durant. He can deliver.
Here's who has to take the last-second shot. Whoever's open. I mean, the shot they took was a 28-foot fall-away shot. Kevin Durant won't hit that shot 1 in 50 times. Russell Westbrook, I think, John mentioned he had screwed up there a little bit before, but when Collison flipped him the ball, Westbrook was actually open, which means he can launch a three or he can drive. You can't have anybody on the court that you can't trust to shoot, and you can't design plays that will get Durant open every time. I mean, people will defend him, take him out because he is the go-to guy. But go-to does not mean you follow him off the cliff. That's what they did last night.
Jeff Green delivered on the road.
He's the only one who's made one of those.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting play in that they sent Durant by, and then Green went and sent the screen and came back to it. The interesting thing is a sign of the progress of this team and improvement of the team is now they're playing routinely these cliffhanger games. Are you guys at all, sort of shocked by how much better that they've gotten in the last month?
No, young teams get better. And frankly, teams that are the dregs of society, they've got to get better. They can't get worse. You cannot play worse basketball than the Thunder played the first 6-8 weeks of the season. So it was natural they were going to get better. But they're getting better for other reasons too. They're younger than most teams, so the improvement curve is higher. And they got the new coach who's made a world of difference. So, I mean, all kinds of factors have conspired together to make this team better.
I think one of the biggest things about this improvement is it's not just the middle or lower tier guys on the roster that are getting better. I think Kevin Durant has gotten a lot better. I think Jeff Green has gotten a lot better. I mean, Kevin Durant rebounding the ball. Let's take that just for example. He had most games in the PJ era this season where he had 2, 3 rebounds was a good night for Kevin Durant. There's no reason he shouldn't get that 5 shouldn't just fall into his hands and then go get 7, 8, 9. He was approaching a triple-double last night because he had a good rebounding total last night to go with some big points and big assists. But your top players are improving. Jeff Green's getting better. Kevin Durant's getting better. And I think that, as much as anything, is a really positive sign for this team.
What's also changed is our mentality, everybody's mentality, the Thunder's mentality. 2 months ago, they would have taken last night and go, gosh, we almost won. They should take last night and be upset about it. They were up 17. They blew it. They absolutely blew a game they had. Billups on the bench, Martin on the bench. The door was open, and they didn't walk through. And 2 months ago, they said, oh, that's a shame, nice try. I don't think they're thinking that anymore, and they shouldn't.
And now they have these 3 young players, but is it ludicrous to ask which of the 3 is the best? I mean, it's clear that Durant, he was in the conversation for the All-Star team. Not a sure bet. Really, to say he was a snub probably spoke a little. But Durant doubled his rebounding output from November to 8.8 in January is what he averaged. Then you talk about Jeff Green, who does so many things for this team, a lot of which not even when he has the ball. He was the guy guarding Carmelo Anthony down the stretch last night. I'm not saying it was a great stop, but Carmelo willed that basketball into the basket last night. It was a tough shot. Then you got Russell Westbrook, who gets to the rim and the line anytime he wants. Who's going to be the best player on this team?
Well, it's going to be Durant. I mean, he's a player of historic nature. I mean, he's 6'10" and can shoot lights out, and when he gets to the basket, he dunks it before you can even jump. So he's a player for the ages. So it's going to be Durant. But the other two guys offer intriguing roles and intriguing skills that really complement what the Thunder's trying to do. So it's a very, very encouraging mix of talent, young talent that they've got. But it's clearly Durant's a player for the ages.
Jeff Green's better than I ever thought he would be. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I thought that he might be the J.R. Smith. Obviously, J.R. Smith turned into an okay player. But I thought he might be that guy that you thought, I see this potential, but why is it not coming together? He's bringing it too. But I agree with Barry. Durant is such an intriguing mix of physical abilities that I think he really stands apart. And I oftentimes still find myself wondering, I wonder if he's ever going to add those other 20 or 30 pounds. Or is this, is he going to be Tayshaun Prince? I know when Tayshaun Prince left Kentucky, I always thought, this guy's way too small for the NBA. He looks like he did when he graduated now, practically. I mean, I wonder if Durant will ever add that bulk and if that adds another dimension to his game, or if this just is physically what he is, which is pretty good anyway.
Yeah, the answer is Durant, but you notice that you're including all three at once, and we're doing that a lot more because we are recognizing the other two, like Barry said, are perfect complements. If they can keep these three together for 5, 6, 7 years, who knows what could happen for all three of them.
Okay, but on Friday, Greg Oden and the Portland Trailblazers come to town. One more reminder of the 2007 NBA draft in which Portland chose Oden over Durant. Are we going to look at that as a good move, a colossal blunder, or do we say to be determined? Barry?
To be determined. We don't know how good Oden is or going to be. I mean, he didn't even play last year. So he's played as much NBA basketball as Russell Westbrook. So we don't really have any idea how good Russell Westbrook's going to be. Greg Oden could be one of the historic centers, or he could just be a good, solid big man. So we're a long way down the road before you measure that one.
How about it, John?
Yeah, speaking of Portland, is it Sam Bowie? I mean, Bowie was hurt forever. Oden missed 7 games at Ohio State. He missed 82 games last year. He's missed 6 so far this year. Time will tell, but he's 21 going on 41. He looks like Robert Parrish in his retirement year. I mean, there are times he's, I think the other night he had 14 and 14. So it's to be determined, but I know that Durant has a huge lead right now. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I know which one I'm glad's in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.